As promised, wings are in the building. Southern is leading the way again, and a rock star moves to EBR. But let's talk about these roads. Roll it, Scott. You know, next to the weather is one of our favorite things to talk about in the city of Baton Rouge, and that's the traffic and what's happening with the roads. So let's talk to the man himself, Fred Raiford, Director of Transportation and Drainage at the city of Baton Rouge, East Baton Rouge Parish. Talk about Move EBR. And yes, I did see the council meeting this week, and yes, we are going to talk about it, working on something for next week's show. It was quite the spectacle, and you were there for that, but that's not what you're here to talk about.
No, sir. I hope not. That's for sure. Sir.
Let's talk about what's happening with Move BR. Man, I have some numbers that I was talking to Leah about before we started with the show. So 25.5 million pounds of debris removed, 96 miles of drain pipes cleaned. By the way, 942 sinkholes repaired. It's terrifying that we have 942 sinkholes.
Well, yeah, this is not part of the Move BR, but this is part of the drainage program
Right.
that we're all working on, Clay. And I would just say that we have plenty more that have to be fixed. There's no question. Our backlog is horrible,
Yeah.
but it's a lack of people, lack of resources, and a lack of funding that created some of these issues. If we, thank God, we were able to, the mayor was able to secure the funds from ARPA to be able to get these federal dollars to help address some of the ongoing problems like cleaning pipe, fixing storm drains, cleaning canals. All those are components of what we've spent almost $30 million on.
So, you know, we are on the backside of hurricane season, knock on wood, and
Yes.
hopefully we get to a place where, you know, we're not as worried about what the water does. But I've seen on Ward Creek, for example, all the stuff happening out there. Tell me about that.
Well, you know, we have, this is part of the Tributaries project. That's another $255 million program that we have through the federal government. Wards Creek was being cleaned, which will be from Bayou Manchac all the way up to PQ. We've cleaned under the ARPA funds from Wards Creek up to Segan.
Yeah.
That's been a big plus. It's helped facilitate water moving in that, not only in that area, but upstream of the process, and it's worked very well. I mean, I've been out there on many rain events and that we've had, not lately, because
Right.
we hadn't had a whole lot of rain, but
No.
I mean, certainly it functions like it's supposed to, and once you keep it clean, and that's our next goal, is to figure out a way to make sure we have the funding to keep it maintained like it is today.
What about this thing on College Drive or on I-10 near College going in both directions? There's been a lot of conversation about that. For people who don't know, what's about to happen, and then how long will that last?
You're talking about the improvements that are
Yeah.
going to be? Well, that is certainly under DOTD's control. However, we have been very much involved because, quite frankly, the public doesn't know who's responsible, but they know how to get a hold of their local government. That's no question. And we are very much involved.
In other words, they've been screaming at y'all about something that's not true.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, I mean, you know, because it's still our parish, and we're all responsible to try to minimize the inconvenience.
Right.
Let me make it very clear, when this project gets started, there will be some inconvenience. There's no question. They're debating on when they want to do lane closure, or maybe even they're looking at maybe we may not have to do that, but that's still a decision that has to be done. Our goal is to look at some of our major corridors, and I have 17 that travel from some parishes that get you to the downtown area.
Yeah.
Try to get those things underway, traffic controls, look at new signals that would, the upgrade, synchronization, and try to help facilitate moving traffic. That if you do get off the interstate and you use one of these roadways, at least attempts to minimize the inconvenience and the delays that you may incur.
You know you're going to get screamed at a whole lot when this is happening.
Oh yeah, I know, but that's after 37 years you get used to it, Clay, that's for sure.
All right, let's talk about some of the other expansions and happening here with Move BR. I know that almost it's 98% of the project is complete. So let's talk about that.
Well, the 98%.
Or design of Ford.
Design, yes.
We're
We're underway with a lot of the projects that are in priority 1 and priority 2 that was set up from day 1.
Yeah.
We're currently under construction right now with a few projects that will help us, minimize inconvenience and congestion. I think that in the coming months, we're going to be looking at letting Ohammond Highway out from Millerville to O'Neill Lane.
Yeah.
Everybody's complained about that roadway. Certainly there are many projects that we're trying to address in the future on major corridors so we can enhance the capability of moving more cars and more safely. It's not all about moving cars too.
Right.
It's also looking at building another network of sidewalks and biking, because many people in this community have expressed those desires to have that type of infrastructure.
Yeah. All right, well, you can log on to movebr.brla.gov to learn more about the project and the timelines. The best who's ever done it. I appreciate you coming in, man.
No problem, Clay. Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
SUBR in the house next.
Yeah.